The influence of social media on teenage diets is growing at an alarming pace, and recent research suggests that digital advertising is a key driver of ultra-processed food consumption among adolescents. Platforms like TikTok, Instagram, Snapchat, and YouTube are saturated with content promoting sugary snacks, sweetened beverages, fast food meals, and packaged convenience items, often framed as trendy, aspirational, or must-try experiences. Far from being neutral, these marketing strategies exploit behavioral tendencies and neurological vulnerabilities in teens, subtly shaping taste preferences, reward pathways, and habitual consumption patterns. The effects are both immediate and cumulative, creating a generation whose eating habits may be increasingly dominated by hyperpalatable, nutrient-poor products. One of the most concerning aspects of social media advertising is its precision. Algorithms analyze user behavior, what teens watch, like, share, and comment on, to deliver highly targeted content. This means that a teenager who engages with a single food-related post may be exposed repeatedly to similar ultra-processed products, often in the form of viral challenges, influencer endorsements, or visually appealing short-form videos. The content is engineered to grab attention quickly, using bright colors, fast cuts, and exaggerated sensory cues. These features stimulate the reward system in the brain, particularly the dopamine pathways that reinforce cravings and impulsive behavior. Unlike traditional TV ads, which are broadcast to a wide audience, social media ads are tailored to individual preferences, making the exposure far more frequent, personalized, and psychologically compelling. The products themselves are often hyper-palatable, designed to maximize flavor intensity through sugar, fat, salt, and artificial additives. When combined with social proof and peer-driven trends online, these foods become more than snacks. They are status symbols and social currencies. Teens who see peers or influencers enjoying these items may be more likely to try them themselves, not out of genuine hunger, but to participate in social rituals and conform to perceived norms. The psychological pull is reinforced by the short-form, immersive nature of social media. Each video or post is a microdopamine hit, linking pleasure, reward, and social engagement to the act of consuming ultra-processed foods. Over time, repeated exposure strengthens neural pathways associated with craving and reward, increasing the likelihood of habitual consumption. There are metabolic consequences as well. Hyperpalatable foods consumed in response to online cues are typically calorie-dense and nutrient-poor, contributing to blood sugar spikes, insulin resistance, and weight gain. Because these foods are engineered to be rapidly absorbed and intensely flavored, they can bypass satiety cues, encouraging overconsumption even in the absence of real hunger. Combined with late-night social media use, this pattern can disrupt sleep, amplify stress, and further dysregulate appetite. The feedback loop is concerning. Digital advertising promotes hyperpalatable foods, teens consume them in response, and metabolic and hormonal dysregulation reinforces cravings for the very same products, creating a cycle that is difficult to break. The long-term implications are particularly troubling. Adolescence is a critical period for the development of dietary habits, taste preferences, and neural reward systems. Repeated exposure to highly engineered foods through social media may recalibrate the palate toward extreme sweetness, salt, and fat, reducing sensitivity to natural flavors and making whole, minimally processed foods less appealing. These patterns are not easily undone. Teens habituated to ultra-processed foods may struggle to transition to healthier eating even in adulthood, perpetuating long-term risk for obesity, type 2 diabetes, cardiovascular disease, and chronic inflammatory conditions. Mental health may also be affected. The same foods promoted online that drive overeating can contribute to mood instability, emotional dysregulation, and reliance on food for reward. Policy gaps exacerbate the problem. Unlike traditional media, social media advertising often lacks strict regulation. Brands leverage influencer marketing, native advertising, and sponsored content that can blur the line between entertainment and marketing. Teens, who are still developing critical thinking and media literacy skills, may not recognize these posts as advertising at all. Algorithms ensure that exposure is repeated and reinforcing, effectively normalizing ultra-processed foods as a default, aspirational choice. In effect, social media acts as an omnipresent, personalized advertising engine that exploits psychological and developmental vulnerabilities to drive consumption of unhealthy products. The warning is clear and urgent. Social media advertising is not a neutral backdrop. It is actively shaping teen dietary behavior in ways that threaten both metabolic and emotional health. By promoting hyperpalatable ultra-processed foods with precision targeting, immersive content, and social reinforcement, digital marketing is training adolescents to crave intensity over nutrition, convenience over balance, and external reward over internal satiety. If left unchecked, this influence may contribute to entrenched patterns of overeating, weight gain, reduced taste sensitivity to natural foods, and long-term vulnerability to diet-related disease. The problem is systemic, subtle, and cumulative, underscoring the need for both awareness and structural intervention to protect adolescent health in the digital age.